So I'm in a place where the same challenges, and where I am in now is it's my attempt to not let them bring me down. It's to hold a different tone to life in mind and rise above it. It's not easy, it's not pleasant. And that's why I'm making a live stream to express the situation and mind. What I'm experiencing at the moment is suppressed rage, and I believe it's a problem of the collective psychosis. I believe it's a case of anger, rage are dealt with in a specific way. My belief is that this is one application to dealing with that. Perspective, it's wrong. From a personal perspective, it's not what I wish to be experiencing. And from a suspect, it's part of our problem. So I'm dealing with that at the moment. And in truth, I don't understand it. In truth, it's very scary. And what I need to hold in mind is the seriousness that I've realized is life now, and bring that to mind in this situation. So how do I essentially to awareness of a serious love for us all when I'm being put upon in this way, and it's to see the planet because we're a slave species, and we together have been indoctrinated into this idea of an application of energy, of an application of love, of an application of consciousness and life by our slave masters, and we don't realize it. And I can fully believe that, but in the present moment for myself, it's not something I don't know how. I don't know how to let go of it, and life may put me in a position where I see the pain that you would say holding on to this endeavor is creating. But for me in the moment, I can't see that. I can't see that clearly. And for that reason, I see it that we're going about things the wrong way. I might be wrong. To everything I know, to the goodness that's come into my life, it's not the way. So, I'm here in the present moment, and I'm experiencing it more and more because I'm talking, I'm distracting, I'm expressing. And as I'm doing that, what that's allowing me to do is slowly sort of my situation, whether it's right or wrong what's happening to me, from a personal perspective, very scary. And I can't allow myself to be brought down by it anymore. So I realise and I begin to change my perception of people. That not only is something serious taking place on the outside in terms of the world, in terms of humanity, in terms of justice, but something inside certain levels of brainwashing, certain levels of mind control that have been instigated. Must be for the people to believe it, for the people to buy into it. To begin to see you all, us all, the people, the collective psychosis, as ill. The things that bother me by you, I really have to I was going to say allow myself, but it's more a case of begin to see you in that way. It might be wrong. It's just where I am. I've said to myself, right, Andreas, this is the situation and it's serious. Right, okay, let's get on with it at that level. And I'm having to wake up real quick to what that likely entails. What I just said. We're evil to our past pain, to our past. And that doesn't call for an active rage anymore, an active anger towards playing. What that calls for is a compassionate understanding. Or if we ever want to be called a we or an us, it has to change. And it's so helpful that I've allowed myself in the present moment of the discomfort, of the pain I'm in, to just speak. And to express on the level what's going on. And then what I'm going to have to do. Because it's a very, very difficult thing when you've been in my position. And for all intents and purposes, I've never grown up. I'm like Peter Pan. I had mental health problems in my teens. I've never really found love. There's been one person that a relationship, a contract that we have as humanity for a short time to explore that idea, and that's all that we however long amount of time it's for, to with. Period of time. It was a short period of time. I couldn't connect to any elements of true love within myself, and I failed. Endeavour. But it was my first time. It was my attempt, and I was heavily and thereafter I had mental health difficulties again right up until the present day. Disconnected from us all. I'm alone in this world. I'm a child. My family I don't connect with. Not on the level that I know to connect with my. It's very informal now. It's very unpleasant. It's very painful. That's not what I know of family. And I can't take that warmth from that relationship anymore. I can't take that love from the relationship anymore. But it is what it is, and I find myself here. For all intents and purposes, I admit I'm confused. I'm alone. And I don't know what's going on. All I know is the fear, how scared I am in the present moment. And I'm honest with that. Sorry, I just want to close the curtain here. And now what's happening is life has put me in a position where I'm having to look at us as a group of adults, I was going to say 8 billion, God knows how many children there are in the world. So 8 billion adults, 8 billion people minus the children. And say to myself, right, life is putting me in a place where it's asking me to be serious about humanity, about my life. And I said, fine. And in all honesty, I sort of knew this was there in the back enough in the moment. And what that is for me apply a certain level of that love, unconditional love, and change myself to the world. That we're ill. And on many levels I could have said it time and time again, but to really, really see it, and believe it and feel it and live it, it's a whole different ball game. Because what it is, I view the collective psychosis, that treatment I get when I'm in suppression of rage and anger in an unnatural way, because I suspect the collective way, for whatever reason. And to put myself in a position where I can rise above that. What the precursor asked for, of me becoming serious to life and life, was throwing me a bit of a curveball, because I'm realising what it was asking me, and I was fully prepared to accept it on an unconscious level. I'm very in tune with my unconscious. It's astrological chart. Due to astrocartography, says that living here in the UK, that's my application to life, is to work through life through means of my subconscious. So the less conscious I am, the more conscious I am. But what the situation is asking is for me to take approach to the world and life and us all. Because what I'm being asked to do is say to myself, for a child, you admit it, there's nothing to prove to anybody. I'm a 36-year-old child with a beard and hair that's falling out. And what I'm being asked to do is raise myself to a place where I can say, the rest of the world, all those adults in the world that I instinctively put myself beneath, because you're all wise, you all know something, you all behave like you know something. For some reason you're all prepared to put me through this process without my understanding. Communication. We're blessed with language if we use it correctly, and we're not. Please study the work of Thich Nhat Hanh. To communicate life problems in a way that's conscious and doesn't and shouldn't create animosity and problems thereafter. In other words, if we know the picture first. But that's not being done with myself. And as I said, I'm a 36-year-old child, and that respect isn't being paid. raise myself to a place where I look at the collective psychosis and find it within myself to admit to myself, because it is a real hard thing to do if you're a human, admit to myself that we're all ill on a fundamental level because of the way I'm experiencing my life. The basis from us all. And what I've been trying to do for the past God knows how long is understand it, but by understanding it, I've got to fight the pain. Every time I feel discomfort, I'll be honest with myself, oh, this is uncomfortable. Forward. And experience that pain first, because that's the present moment, that's what it feels like. And it gets really painful sometimes. But as I said, I've made the decision to live life from the perspective of a serious love. And with that perspective, as a child, what that means is now I'm being asked to see us all, see our illness, to admit that, yeah, I can say to myself time after time we're a slave species, but to see that illness, that indoctrination, that sickness within us, slavery, is really painful than the pain I've been put in time after time after time by the collective psychosis. So it's another way my mental health does this to me, spirituality does this to me, is slowly feed me the information, slowly feed me the life lessons, until I'm in a place to see the problems in the world. But what's happening is now I'm being a little bit more proactive about it, and I'm going to this problem, and it's one of the hardest to admit. As I said, it's if you're a child and you don't really know what's going on, but everything you've learned puts you in a place where you see the big picture, and you can't deny it anymore. You can't deny what you're seeing, what you're experiencing. So what I'm being asked to do is apply the mental mindset that we're all in trouble. And I've tried to be just natural towards that, and it's not got me anywhere, or at least it's got me to this position. But going forward, now seeing the appropriate way to apply myself, just to be natural to the pain, natural to the discomfort, if possible, is to see what's going on. And by seeing clearly what's going on, where I've been screaming in agony in my own pain, knowing an element of compassion is so helpful, has been so infrequently there for me. I'm now being asked to humble myself to the situation and really view us in a way that has taken a lot of personal experience, a lot of personal hardships to put me through that. So it really amplifies the one that I couldn't have imagined a few days ago. And with that, asked to behave in a different way. I'm being asked to again take the input I've had, the good input I've had over my life, and fast track my personality to match that which is appropriate to the situation I've just expressed. And it's going to be hard because I'm in it alone and I'm a 36-year-old child. I'm certain I'll have knockdowns. I'm certain. What am I doing? What am I doing? Giving these people my compassion, my love, suppressing myself, when I'm not as wise as you all, but I am as ill as you all. You might have found a clique, a collective within your indoctrination, and that's given you a certain level of maturity, of maturity. And I think that's what I sense when someone stands in front of me and is willing to put me through pain because they know what's going on. I sense that confidence, I sense that awareness, that experience, that for all intents and purposes, life that has found itself to that present moment of the slavery looking like that. And I think that's all that I life is, to give me a different direction, a different route, a different application of that. It's hard to say, it really is hard to say, because I know it must be hard to hear, but coming to this realization now, and it's impossible for me to dare to express it in a way that I'm going to connect to anybody. I can feel the truth, but it's time for me to log off. But I'll say it anyway, and that is that I can feel that slavery that gives you confidence, and that loss as to how to go forward level, that your application to us all, to humankind, to love, to life, isn't appropriate. So lost because you've lived your life and you stand there in front of me as a 50-year-old man or woman, and you're willing to put pain and to a certain extent you must be without hope, which is where I'm at. Irony. It must be there out there to humankind. Don't worry which way you get there, just get to the place where you live your life, gain that experience, gain that ability, confident to the world, because you have to be in this world. And then you find out it's not the way. You find out and you're a bit buggered. There's no real hope there. So that's what I'm seeing, and I'm being asked to take the lead, and I've just been picturing this moment of the past week or two when I went that same thing where the collective psychosis are willing to hurt me on some level. Yeah. You want to take a serious application of love to life because that's what you feel you're being asked. You see you're being asked. But how do you deal with that? And I've not been getting. I've not been finding a solution. And I think it was my friend Charlie. He's a good guy, willing to beat the shit out of you on a spiritual level. But a very wise man. And he heard my live stream earlier, and I think he's pinged me via a spiritual email. It's the solution, and that's what's here. So I'll say thank you, Charlie. Keep being a. And I realise I'm going to have to humble myself to the situation first, to take what looks like an application of mind and attitude to life, one that could come back and slap me in the face in a year, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years. Because I could be wrong, and I'm honest with that, because I don't know. All I know is that Life is asking me to take this mature, wise, spiritual, enlightened application to a problem. And I've got to draw on what I knew was going to be coming. Really, 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 really change my persona. Because this persona doesn't fit in a practical way anymore. To addressing my day-to-day. And my day-to-day is us. My day-to-day is life. Is what I've given to life in terms of energy and asked time after time, and that's spirituality. Just in my bones, I'm Greek, we're a bit that way. I have really lived it in so many ways and beaten it into myself, and it's just what I am. So I have to deal with it. I can't foresee a way I can run away from it, if I'm honest. And if I can't run away from it, I've got to deal with it. And to deal with it, So what I do is, I dare say it because my mental health really does challenge me every time I say I'm going to do something for like the last year. But dare I say it, you're about to see a massive change in me. Look more pleasant, I'm sure. But there should be an element of clarity, an element of reaching and connecting to us in a way that I haven't been able to achieve before. That on some level I die as a child. I mean, I'll forever be a child because until somebody tells me this is what's going on, I'm autistic. But in honesty, as a child, it's like, imagine your child, and some strange way they decide I'm going to become mature. They see, because they've lived so many years as a child, and we're just fast tracking that 7-year-old, 6-year-old child in front of you. Imagine if they'd lived 36 years. And to realise that they're a child, to realise what it means to be an adult, and come to the awareness somehow within themselves that actually it's not best for me to act with the mentality I've lived up to. Take it on themselves to let go of their past, let go of their and adopt a more mature, more adult tone to life. So they're still a child, but it means to be a child, they're at work. And if you're at work, you're not really a child on some level. You've had to die on some level. But I've had 36 years to come to that realization. And with that, it's just what's required, just what's needed. And in a way, it's looking down on the collective psychosis. When I experience that behavior, that unsettles me. When I'm just trying to get my food, my shopping, and I'm dealing with my own problems. That behavior that I see is so inappropriate, so painful. But it is what it is. And I'm having to take what is deemed like an arrogant decision, something that I'd shy away from ordinarily. But life is asking me, and I don't deny life. I don't deny my past. I don't deny my present. I don't deny our future as a result of everything I've given till now. So, watch this space. Thank you. Or maybe watch this at another time, because this is one of the, and again, dare I say it, the most healing, the biggest realization I've come to in a real moment of panic and a real moment of terror. But I think I've taken the first step. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like there's so much work ahead of me. There's so many mistakes to make, fall down by. But that's just the situation. That's what I mean. I can see it clearly. And it's just what's got to be done. For love. For me. So I'm going to sign off now. And get back to work. Or get to work for the first time. Look after yourself. Really look after yourself. And by looking after yourself with real applied consciousness, letting go, real illusions, given what you experience on a daily basis, given what this world tells you on a daily basis. If you look after believe it's the first step. Psychosis to meet me back the other way, because it kills me so fucking much, the pain others are in. So really look after yourselves. Isn't it? You look after yourself, your life improves. You look after yourself, my pain reduces. Hopefully we can wrap up our the job this life has given us, because that's all it is. It's just a situation. Aware of our slavery, become aware of our problems. And accept that no matter what, friendly beings from the sky are going to come down and sort it. For whatever reason, they've left it up to us. We've got to get ourselves out of it. So that's what's on our plate. And yeah, don't bother about to the friendly bastards in the sky. They don't listen. I've tried to do my best to ask for help in that test here in the UK for me. I get nowhere fast. They want us to sort it out ourselves. So, back to work. Catch you on my next break.